Hello, namaste, sasrikal, good evening. Welcome to the S.S.Chandhok talk show. I'm your host and moderator, S.S. Chandhok. We are once again gathered here to discuss about a very important topic, that is impact of language learning. We have different, people or educationists from different parts of the country who have gathered here today and given their precious time to talk about this wonderful topic. The first eminent guest present over here is Shri Vidya Vinay ma'am. She is the principal of a very prestigious school in Shillong, BDW International School. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming for the first time
Yes,
on the
sir.
show. It's a pleasure you are over here, and after a long time, you gave us a time to join because I've been seeing so wonderful. You had been working for your school,
Thank
and
you,
all
sir.
the time, that's a very great, high category schools you are dealing up with. Ma'am, please let us know about yourself. Did you came into this profession by chance or by choice? And how did you rose from a teacher to a principal?
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the sweet words. Yes, I started as HR professional. I was working as an HR professional, and my daughter, she started going into school, and that's when I got the interest of trying to understand what is teaching all about. So after that, I wrote a government exam in Bangalore, got a government seat, and then did my B.Ed, and then started my journey as a teacher. By God's grace and His blessings, I think I got a chance to work in Maldives as the principal. I was also training on international front, and I was also the academic dean in Life Educare, who are the educational consultant. So these were the different uh, flavors of education which I understood. However, all these things were there when which gives me I should say the horizon of learning and planning, but then execution is always in school. So that's the place wherein we can execute all our plans. So that's when I thought I'll come back to the school and I'll work as a principal. And now it has been more than a decade. I'm basically from Bangalore, working in Shillong now.
That's great, ma'am. Is your school CBSE, ma'am, or ICSE?
Yes, sir, CBSE school.
CBSE. That's great, ma'am. Wonderful. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have Avinash Pandey, sir. He is the principal of Sant Atulanand Residential Academy in Varanasi. Welcome, sir. Sir is also having a great experience, as he has shared with us. Sir, please, you also have come for the first time into the show. Please let us know, that the people know about yourself, that how did you came into this profession and how did you rose from the people think that my principal is coming in a car and sitting in an AC office, but how much time it took, how hard work, and till now what hardship we are facing on. So they should know about their principles. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for calling me to such a prestigious platform to share my views. And of course, being principal is not something for which you have destined. It's something that you earn. So I started, means from the beginning, in my childhood, I had been grown up by seeing my grandfather, who was also a principal. So I belong to a family of teachers only. And then I had a dream of becoming a teacher. So in childhood, when usually students or the boys and girls, they think of like doing some uh, IIT or going into engineering or medical profession or IAS or anything. But the single dream that I had always chosen for myself was becoming a teacher, and I joined this school uh, a decades back in 2010. I think I started from here, and at that time I was just a TGT teacher, and from there the dedication towards the children and consistent good results. Like each year, some of the students always scored 100 out of 100, and that made me so grateful for the students basically. So if I think myself who have made me to come this post, this is not just because of the school or management, just students made me the principal. So this is what that I earned.
Good.
They
That's
have
great, sir.
appointed me.
Yes, sir, that's great, sir, because it is always the students who keep you inside the school.
Yes, yes.
I remember around 26 years ago when I joined the first school, and the first or second day I went to the principal to thank him up. So he said, "Don't thank me, thank these kids. These are the kids who keep you inside the school, and
Yes.
these are the kids who show you the way out." That is most important. So the love and affection of children is the most important learning, the biggest journey.
Of course.
Thank you so much, sir, and welcome to the show. Next, we have Dr. Jeremy Kingsley, ma'am. She is the principal of Jevons Academy, Salem, Tamil Nadu. Welcome, ma'am. It's again a pleasure that you also have come for the first time into the show, ma'am. Please let us know about yourself, ma'am. Please.
Thank you so much, Hinak sir, for this wonderful opportunity for me. And good evening to all the educators, those who are present here. Really, it's a wonderful chance to take up this role here in this talk show to introduce myself. I am Dr. Jeremy Kingsley, Principal of Jevons Academy, Salem, Tamil Nadu. As everyone said, I too started my career as a teacher in the age of 21. My parents were teachers. They are the inspirational role model to me. And unfortunately, my grandparents, they're blessed with 13 children. Among 13, 10 of them were teachers. So that's the gene, it's inside me, and I molded me and trained me in such a way. And the age of 21, actually early marriage, the age when after completing my PT, immediately I have entered into the marriage life. My husband actually initiated me to go to schools to work as a teacher, and already I have a passion towards that. So I started my career in Velammal institutions. And really that place molded me as a weapon to be a leader and to be a very good teacher also. And then the age of 26, I started my principal role in many schools. And around Tamil Nadu, I've traveled everywhere as a principal. Now I'm working as a principal in Jevons School. And 18 years of experience, I'm standing before you. Really, it's a great privilege to be a principal. It's not an easy role to be the principal. We should be an inspiring role model to each and everyone, to the parents, to the children, to the teachers. It's like a traffic police. The person who was standing in the center to make everyone go without any traffic jam. So it's a hardship, but we are here to lead the society, to make the society, make the children to stand before the society as a good citizen. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity.
Pleasure is mine, ma'am, and a very good example you have given today, as we are the traffic person that who has to look after everything related to the schools. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming, ma'am. Next, we have Aarti Dua Kapoor, ma'am. She's a director and principal of Servants One Step School in Mumbai. Welcome, ma'am. Aarti, ma'am, once again. This is the second time you're coming over here. It's a pleasure. You have come again, ma'am. Ma'am, please let us all know about yourself, ma'am. And how did it came into your mind, first of all, that why should I start up a school? And how did rose from a teacher to a owner of a school?
Good evening, everyone, and Sardi, good evening. This is really nice having this platform again. So I think I always talk about I was a people-oriented professional with experience in school administration earlier, even into the leadership. I've been into the corporate sector, delivering quality education everywhere. So this, I started as an educational leader, motivational speaker, and everyone was like, you should start your own something, own project, and this comes into the mind, we should start our own school. So this is how my journey starts for my own school. Having inspiration for too good number of people. So they are still with me. They are actually the reason why I have this school, and all those students who are there with me in the initial stage was my known and unknown ones, and now I have a good strength of 450 students. So I mean, that is a great achievement I can see in my school, and every student is having a kind of personality I wanted to see in the market. I can challenge the people, those who are going with a good named school. I can want that kind of education as well as leading qualities in the students, because my always concentration was how you are presenting yourself in the market. That is what actually required, why we are going to the big education institute, to get that environment. So I'm giving that kind of environment, that kind of leadership qualities I used to inculcate in my students right from the pre-primary section. So this is what, I mean, it gained a rich experience, which I'm giving, and definitely excellence of the students is my main thing, which I wanted to like give into the society.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and welcome, ma'am. Next, we have Krishna Joshi, sir. He is the principal of Jai Arihant International School, Haldwani. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for coming, sir. Please, you also please let us know about yourself, sir, your journey as an educationist from a teacher to a principal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. It's been pleasure. You have given such, provided such kind of platform where I can, get the knowledge from the eminent educationists. And I came in this profession by choice, sir. In very young age, I started teaching. And from 2005, I came into teaching profession. That time it was not by chance. It was by chance that time. So after coming in teaching, I just realized that it's the field which is meant for me. And before that, I used to give tuition in my college days, and I ran various coaching centers. I gave classes for various coaching centers, but I was not aware about like what actually is teaching. So in 2005, I joined a small school where I came in direct contact with kids. The actual environment I got, where a teacher, I saw that I could realize that a teacher is a thing which can, bring the revolution among the students. And then I decided to do the B.Ed and go, properly in this segment. And in 2007, I did my B.Ed. After that, I worked in various schools. And fortunately, in a small age only, I got various, promotions. I worked as an activity teacher. I worked as a school coordinator, and then I worked as a vice principal for 3 years in the same school. And after that, from last 6 years, I'm working as a principal. So this is my small journey, and yet I have to learn a lot from the personalities like you and the team, the delegate present over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. To you also, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. Next, we have Rupali Damadare, ma'am. She is the principal of Trinity School and Junior College, Pune. Welcome, ma'am, once again. And ma'am is also a very active person. You can see she's sitting in her office right now in school, and she's still working till late evening. Welcome, ma'am. Please let us know about yourself, ma'am, your journey as an educationist.
Thank you so much, sir. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on your platform again. And yes, I am in the field of education by choice because I started my career as a banker. I have a background of journalism, and I did 7 to 8 years of banking, and after that I have come into education. So it is a conscious choice, and there hasn't been a single moment of regret since I have been here, because every day is a new day. Every day is a new day of learning, and it is a very enjoyable moment. So like you're saying, yes, I'm sitting till late today also, but it is my passion. It comes from the heart. So I would not call it a stressful day or a long day, because this is what I enjoy, and this is what I'm here for. And when I see my children smiling when they go home and ready to come back the next day, I think I have done something fruitful in my day. And even if one child remembers me later on after I retire and comes and stands in front of me, I think my 15-20 years of journey would be fruitful in the field of education, even if that one child stands out and remembers me. Thank you so much.
That's great, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. And thank you for coming again. Next, we have a very pleasing personality. That is Jaswinder Singh, sir. Let me introduce formally first. He is the ex-founder director of DesignMate, which is now a Reliance company, MD and CEO of Wordsworth English Language System. And he has an experience of more than 32 years in the field of education, successfully run 2 edtech companies. He has worked as consultant to the government of Bahrain. The UNESCO advised the government on the use of ICT in education. Passionate edtech leader. Wordsworth is being used by over 1 million learners annually through more than 3,000 schools and colleges. Launched the world's first Sanskrit language lab. He has also developed a language lab for Hindi also. He is based out in Ahmedabad and Gujarat. Let me tell you all those who don't know that I met sir in one of the show where we were co-speakers, and I came to know about his lab when I went to the depth of the language lab, how important it is. It came into my mind that we should start up a season for this topic also, with where we are working for all the subjects, but we are not working for the root. And the root of all the subjects is language learning. So I requested sir to come up for a few episodes and enlighten all the principles we are trying to call up in the show to let us know about the importance of language learning. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for coming, sir. Sir, please, first of all, we like to know about you. People will like to know about you. How did it came into your mind to start a bus lab like English Language Lab? And what is in there in the language lab which people should consider positively?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And good evening, all the principals. I'm the only person who is not a principal, though I had an organization. I dream one day to have my own school, Dr. Dua, something that you've done. I would want to do that. And because as Chandok sir always says, when you work in a school, you never grow old because you are with young people. And that's one thing that I really think is important for all of us. Okay. Getting into this, I'm not from the language field, actually. Actually, I'm from the IT field. So I used to, run my IT training company, and we happened to train the entire government force of Gujarat. I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and we were given the task of training all the government officers and the employees, and we were to certify them. So we did a good job. And at that time, when Modi ji, our current Prime Minister, was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, one day we get a call that the Chief Minister wants to meet you. So three of the companies were called and we were asked to do a project. He said, from now onwards, you have to train 100,000 people and improve their language skills. Because Gujarat, though education it is not that great, we have got one of the best institutions like NID and IIM and School of Architecture. But basically, language skills are not good here. He said that I want to improve that. I don't want to make it free, but I want to, make it a little less of cost. We wanted to subsidize it. So we were very happy. He said, 1 lakh people you to train. I'll give you the locations. I'll give you the infrastructure. All you have to do is get your teachers and go. We were very happy, hunky dory. We said, okay, let's work. But he said one thing, that when you do this project, you'll have to have, for every one center that you put up in the urban Gujarat, you have to put 2 centers in rural Gujarat. That is where the challenge came in. We were not able to find good language teachers in the rural area. And that is where, it was very challenging. And, he's a taskmaster. Every week we had to report to him, show him what we've done and what is it that we're planning to do. So that's where we realized the teachers are not happening. So what we did was, since I was into IT, we started creating software, creating content which the teacher would use to deliver better. What would a content do? It will not deliver by itself, but help a teacher deliver better. And that's what we did. We did it. And the whole project was a huge success. But the irony was there, or when we did the project, we realized that language acquisition should not be once you've graduated. Language acquisition start as early as possible, and during the schooling the child should acquire proficiency in whichever language he or she is using. So that is what we said, and we started working with schools. So we picked up a school for a pilot. We did pilot for 3 months. Now this school was a local Gujarati medium school, but every year they would go to Lucknow to City Montessori School to attend the QCI, the Quality Council of India conference, where their students had to perform against the students from other parts of the country, and all of them would come from English medium. Okay, and these students had a tough time. So after around 3 months of working very hard with them, and when they went the next time, the results were very encouraging. And that's what we said, okay, let's start making language labs for schools. So we're the first one to get up language labs in schools. And today, God's grace, the hard work of the team, we're now working with more than 1 million kids every year. Well, that's what we started working. But I'll tell you what I realized. We are talking about language, what language can do. I from being a coder, from somebody being in the IT field, have totally come onto the language field. Reason being, it makes you feel so good. If you work on somebody's language, and if that person is able to communicate properly, you are satisfied to the nth level. Second, language makes you connect with people. Language makes you stand out. Language makes you feel confident. Anything and everything in this world starts with you having proper language skills. And I always tell people, language is a piece of music. If you speak properly, it is very soothing. If you don't, there's a lot of jerks. And you need to learn how to communicate properly, how to connect properly, use the right kind of vocabulary, and use the right kind of sentence formation. Language does not mean that you use very high-end words. You don't have to be a Sashi Tharoor, because it is said, language belongs to the common people. When you use a language, you should use very simple language, because it is for the others to understand what you want to tell, not for you to show off that you know all this. And that's where we are failing in our country. People who are very good try to use jargons and such words which are not proper. Our company's name is Wordsworth. So though we have taken this thing from William Wordsworth, but he said one thing: language does not belong to the elite and the rich. It is the property of the common people. So what we say is, let's democratize English. Let English be available to all people, for common, anybody and everybody should be able. So that's the journey that we have done. And so far, very happy with what we're doing. Contented, would want to go to the next level. That's what we're striving hard for that. So that's what we do, sir.
Amazing, sir. You are doing a wonderful work for the education fraternity, and your volume speaks when we see that more than 3,000 schools are associated with you, and you're working with the most of the KVs and army schools, as you said.
Yeah, and all 5 governments in India, like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Delhi, and now Himachal. So we are building the capacity for these state governments.
And sir, it's very important, because the thing is, the base of every language is the subject is the English, because English medium schools are more of, as you always say, that it's the second language. It's not a foreign language in India. So basically, when you talk about English, the pronunciation and everything, the teachers are not knowing. There's a lot of problem throughout India, I think, that we don't get good English teachers.
Yes.
And in primary stage, we have seen, sir, that if there is no English teacher, so any teacher can become an English teacher. Okay, 1 to 8 ki baat hai, it's not a board class. Okay, you can put on any teacher as an English teacher, and that is something very, very wrong. So here, when I met you, sir, when I met sir, said, sir, please guide us about this, because how we can reform the changes, because tools have become now. Because as sir always says, I must confirm you that it will not replace the teachers, as sir says. Jaswinder sir says that these tools have come up with which, the teachers can also change themselves. The teachers, we can also change ourselves. It's not about teachers only. We can also change ourselves. The teachers can also change, and they can give the right teaching or right pronunciation, whatever you say, to the student. That is very important, which we don't think about when we are running after the subjects and the result, but we are not talking about the root cause. That is why we are talking about this subject. Thank you so much, Jaswinder sir. We'll also take some knowledge from you also in the later part of the show. Thank you so much for coming again, sir. It's a pleasure. Let's come up to the next round. It will be a suggestion round, not a question round. We'll come up to Srividya ma'am. Ma'am, the first question will be for you. According to you, what is the impact of language learning which one should feel proud of?
I feel learning a language is very important, sir. When we speak about learning a language, we only think about communication, but there are many aspects which we feel beneficial when we learn a language. It helps in developing cognitive skills. It helps in better concept formation. They'll also become multitaskers when they learn lots of languages. The cognitive muscles, which helps to navigate into multiple languages, helps you to adapt to juggling into different tasks. So they become multitaskers also. They'll have good mental flexibility. When we speak about cerebral cortex development or hippocampus development, it basically means that the brain develops, and because of which the IQ develops, and they will become more intelligent, and they'll have the creativity in them to learn different things. So language also helps in creative thinking. It helps in listening skills. As we know the language, that's when we try and listen and understand. So it helps in listening skills. It also helps in social interaction. I have to give my example because I'm from down south. When I came to Shillong, the first thing is I started understanding the language. I started understanding the language, the accent. So that helped me. Now, when somebody speaks in Nepali or somebody speaks in Khasi also, though I don't know the complete language, I can at least get a gist of it. So it helps you. Now I feel more confident. I can feel that, now I know Kannada, I know Tamil, I know Telugu. I can also say that I know Khasi and Nepali also. So that is the strength of learning a language. It helps in, it also brings the world very close. We will be able to converse with any person in any part of the world if we have learned the language. And beyond that, the most important thing is it brings in an attitude that you have to accept others' culture, other language, and you need to appreciate the flavor of the languages. So that's the impact of learning different languages, sir.
That's amazing, ma'am. It's very true that you learn when you learn someone's language, you don't touch their, brain or somewhere else. As sir says, as sir says, you touch their heart. If you want
Yes,
to
sir.
connect with someone, if you speak their language, these are not my words. These are Jaswinder sir's words, which I'm repeating again. That if you want to connect with someone, if you are speaking their language, the connection will be more good as you are touching their heart for sure. And this is
So
what
I should
has happened
also
to you.
add, I should thank Jaswinder sir. We have his program in our school. So that's also helping us out.
I didn't know
Oh,
that, ma'am. Okay.
oh, that's
We're
great, ma'am.
associated with Tata Class Edge. So
Yeah,
that's
so
how
from
it
through
is.
them you taken up. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Jaswinder sir, you don't know where you are, sir. 3,000
Arre,
plus
sir.
schools was 3,000 plus was the 3,000 was a data very long back. Now it might be 3,500 plus at least now.
Yeah.
So he also doesn't remembers which schools are
No,
associated
no.
with them.
Actually, it was given to them through one of our distributors. So that is why. Otherwise, I would have, quickly connected with ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. So directly and indirectly already there in the school.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We'll come up to sir now. Pandey sir, Avinash sir. Please, your views on the same. What is the impact of language learning on one's life?
Thank you so much, sir. And good evening all. Actually, this platform is basically for speaking. But being a lifelong learner, I think myself is one of the senior most student, not a teacher, because teachers on the post of teachers, you all are there. So what do I understand about the language? Language is simply a vehicle of ideas, vehicle through which our ideas communicate. It's not an obsession. Actually, what does this phenomena has in today's world, people start treating language as an obsession. You should know English, you should know French, you should know German. So it should not be like that. Language should be simple, as Jaswinder had said. It's a beautiful thing. The main aim of a language is to communicate, to touch one's heart, to get the feel of it. And its ultimate aim is to understand even the language that has no words. When you start understanding the silence where there is no word, then the true sense of language learning comes. There are two types of languages. One is earned language, second one is learned language. So what we all are talking about? We all are talking about learned language, the language that has a grammar, that has a course book, that has some pattern, trends, sets that can be taught to others. But there is other languages also, which are called earned languages, where there is no grammar. Like when child cries, mother understands. It's an earned language. There is no words. When birds say something, we understand what they feel. Even the blows of air, even the nature. So they all have a kind of language that should be told to the students. And young kids, they must be taught two things. One is sensitivity, and second thing is gratitude, through which they can understand even all the hidden things. So uh, for me to understand language and its impact, basically it has several impacts. One is it improves memory. When you learn languages, one or two or three, it doesn't matter, but it improves your memory. You can recall so many things. You get better capacity of problem solving and critical thinking skill that also comes through the languages only. Again, it gives you listening skill also. There is a reciprocal or a mutual kind of tendency between listening and speaking. A good listener can become a good speaker on. So language learning comes through listening only. And basically students are of three types. Young kids, if we talk about the young kids, either they are auditory or visual or kinesthetic. In that case, for young kids, we focus on all these three abilities. Means they should be given a chance to listen rhymes and chants that that gives them the idea to understand the correct pronunciation and speaking skill that they usually enhance it. Then they should be given a chance to walk outdoors, to be acquainted with the natural things, and so that they could get the feel of it, not just the words. And it's really very amazing to know that sir has started language lab especially for Sanskrit, because language lab for German, French, English, we all have heard, but starting a Sanskrit language lab is definitely something that amazes me. So thank you so much, Jaswinder sir. It's good to know, and it's basically it fascinates me much. Hmm. So
Thank you.
out of all, I think it enhances the ability and makes the student multitasker if he knows more than one languages. So I think language
So
studying is the most important thing. All the other subjects can be learned, but the mother of each and every knowledge is the language. So it must be means inculcated among the young minds thoroughly, impactfully.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So you want to say that all-round development is there when there is language learning. And we are not basically talking about English only. We are talking about any language or all the languages. It can be mother tongue also, it's any language it can be. So thank you so much, sir. Jami ma'am will come up to you, ma'am. We like to know from you that we have seen that all the schools, they are running after the syllabus and the the subjects that the result should come good, but they are not going towards the language learning which is not proper of the children. That is why they are not able to understand properly or not able to communicate properly. So do you believe that language learning should be given importance as curriculum?
Yeah, sir. Actually, whatever the success that we are expecting in one part, we need to be indulged into the curriculum. Something we can speak out and something we can structure over about the language and all those things. If we added that into the curriculum, only we can get the success. Then only we can taste the sweet of the fruit. So in that part, that I'm strongly believe that the language need to be included, the methodology need to be included into the curriculum. Like sir said that before we struggle to get good teachers to communicate. So that's why we thought of go to language lab and all those things. Then language labs built us and the teachers molded into it and they trained it and they know what's the format they want to follow. And then later on, slowly we started to build. For example, I'll tell you, a child is born and child started to listen the language of the mother. First, the child is listening. For a couple of years, the child is listening. Then the child start to speak, then reading, and then writing. The LSRW format we have included into the curriculum for language and make the teachers to train in the part of it and make the children to train in the language as what they are expecting into it. So listening part from the nursery onwards, we are starting for listening part. We make the child to listen the teacher's body language and as well as the words. And then slowly, like sir said, that nursery rhymes, these and these, all those things make the child to mold, and the child can listen what the teachers are expressing into it. Then read, and it's go to higher classes. Yeah, even we can play the story and ask the child to listen the story, to understand the story with the body language. To the story part, we are moving into it. Such a way we are listening and speaking on spot topics we are giving. Everything we are making into the curriculum to the level wise by the load. And every level, the learning outcome actually we need to fix into it. Such a way, if we fix the curriculum into each and every level, easy for the teachers to mold and easy for the teachers to travel to make the child to speak in good English. And the language is very important because especially in rural areas, when the parents come and immediately they are asking whether my child can speak in English. So this is the first challenge for us to move into it. So I think the listening, if you go with the curriculum of LSRW, through that, I think the teachers also train the platform well. And the curriculum, if you make in that way to each and every level of load, then I think we can get the success and we can move this path in the right way to the curriculum. The problem is each and every school is unique, every child is unique, the challenges are unique. So it depends on the school and depends on the area where they are placed in, what are the how the resource materials that we are getting in, such a way we want to make the curriculum into it. That's a part of the principle to take over that. And really we can achieve that in the part. So the curriculum is very important. I think all the schools are traveling to the curriculum with the help of all the resources that what we are getting into it, sir.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. You're absolutely right. We should give importance in the curriculum for language learning. It is the most important. And now we have got so many tools, these AI-based tools or whatever, I mean, these electronic tools, the apps and all, which are very good for the teachers, because many of in all the parts of the country, you don't get good teachers, English spoken, the pronunciation is also not good. So this improves the quality of the teacher also. When the quality of the teacher is being improved, ultimately that quality of the child will also be improved. That is for sure. Thank you, ma'am. We'll come up to Aarti, ma'am. Aarti, ma'am, please your views on the same. That should we give importance of of language learning in curriculum?
So definitely my answer is yes. Multilingualism is good for us, definitely. Not only just speaking more than one language keeps our brain healthy as we age, it's multiple effects for children too. So it's not just language what we need to learn. It is this kind of a symbol. See, if you see any language, they have multiple alphabets, right? If you take Hindi, 52, English 26. Normally we are learning almost. And if you're having more any mother tongue, any mother tongue, then they have their different alphabets. So technically, we are actually revising ourselves for almost 100+ symbols in our mind, which is really good for a healthy mind. See, working memory is always good, and it is defined as a dedicated and mental workspace, which is for the storage of processing and manipulation of information, which includes the holding of the information into a speech-based format kind of, which is also a phonological loop which we normally have in our mind. So this is something really good. If you are for the last, I think 20 years, Abacus is very much into the market. The reason behind that is everything has its own a set of shape which child remember, and based on that shape, they remember rest of the information, which enhance your vocabulary, your memory, and your everything. So this is what actually the work of if you're learning multiple languages. So being a linguistic, I think you have you always outperform. I mean, if you're standing in people who can speak one language, and there are people who are having multiple languages, they know the definitely working memory of a person who knows multiple languages far better than that person. So response rate definitely if you get much earlier. If you're 30 people are sitting in the class, the one who know multiple languages definitely will be more active, proactive than other students. So in this way, it was even into. I remember there is a psycholinguistic Mark Antonio. So he is into the University of Australia. He also defines this. Like our brain, especially as we age, it start little like deteriorating, which actually this being knowing this multiple languages, just I mean keep it a break on it, and you can have your mind use of mind for the long years. Even I mean normally Australia is a country where you find Alzheimer's too much, so they have like checked out if you are knowing multiple languages their regular basis. I mean this is an onset you can have on this disease. So the definitely conversation has been edited for the length, and they came to know like studies those who have the all this kind of information in their childhood, they have this their brain developed far better, you know, in the sense of working memory, in the sense of efficiency, like processing speed. So this is all like what
Yes,
they have learned and even I've seen.
absolutely right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll come up to Krishna, sir. Krishna, sir, we want to know your views in precise that students have of present era, especially after pandemic, they have become smarter and they know the extensive use of technology.
Yeah, it's true, sir. They're smarter than before because the last 2 years, when pandemic was in its hike, for the existence, for the smooth learning, the only thing which was promoted was the technology, use of devices and all. And because of that also, and that way also, there was a time when we used to see. I personally have had access of mobile phone when I did my PG. But now today, a newborn, even a child of 3, 4, 5 months can touch the screen. Can sometimes it's amazing to see. The reason behind is now it is the frequency of availability of resources is there now. And there is an exposure. Before exposure was not there of that much. Now they have the exposure of these resources, these technical tools, and moreover, sir, technology provides students with easy to access information, which is one of the reasons why the kids are becoming smarter. That is good thing also. And with the use of technology, whatever they are learning, it is you know uh, uh, accelerated learning sort of. No, they are not bounded under some limits. If the teacher is not available, Google Baba is also always available there. Certain kind of tools and apps are also there. And technology actually enables the students to explore new subjects, deepens their understanding of difficult subjects and concepts also. And through the use of technology, inside the classroom and outside of the classroom also, students can gain what we say 21st century technical skills which are necessary for future occupations. So
You're absolutely
yeah,
right,
true,
sir.
yeah, you're true that
True, sir. You are true that, sir. We all had been seeing that the students are not attending the classes with their cameras off. So when their parents were saying to say that we are not able to understand the teacher's class, so we will see it in the YouTube. The classes will take that. And afterwards, we had seen that all the teachers, almost all the teachers, they have started their own YouTube channels, and now they put up their videos over there so that the students may not reject them. They have to be according to the society, according to the students. You have to be.
True, sir, true.
Thank
And
you so
we as a principals also, we also promoted among our teachers like to make the YouTube videos and good quality
right.
content. So this is true.
Absolutely right, sir. You have to be according to the students, otherwise they'll throw you out for sure. This has to be remembered by the teachers. Thank you so much, sir. We'll come up to Rupali, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Rupali, ma'am, the same question. Your views on the saying that students of present era, they have become smarter and they know the extensive use of technology.
The students are definitely smarter. I won't say they have become smarter. Today's generation is much smarter than we were at this age when in our times. Today's children are smarter because they have a lot of exposure to many things that we did not have. So there are many distractions. So yes, because of that, maybe today we say that because we compare our times with their times, they're actually not wrong in their times. Let us understand that if we had so many distractions in our times, we also would do the same. So I would not say that they are completely wrong here. I understand that there are distractions, but what is there is that we need to give them that kind of right direction. We need to give them that right kind of path. We don't just need to tell them what they should be doing. We need to give them those options. If they have those options, I think they will definitely want to follow them. But then those options should be relating to what they are doing today. The option should be relating to the kind of distraction that they have today. We call them distractions, but they find it fruitful engagement, right? So I feel if we kind of give them that kind of platform, uh, they would engage in fruitful manners on those platforms. And let us understand now, technology is there to stay. There is no going away from it. So instead of finding what is wrong with technology, let's understand, take it with us and show the positive side of technology to the children instead of talking about the negative points about it in front of them. So we also know that it is here to stay. Let us take it in a positive manner and let us put it in that manner in front of children is what I feel. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely right, ma'am, because technology will stay here for sure and it will be improving more and more. So we have to accept this technology. In whichever way the children are ready to study, we should go on for that, for sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll come up to Jaswinder sir now. Jaswinder sir, first of all, your expert advice, what all the leaders have talked about. And please let us know about the app, that how it is helping the teachers and the students, and it is also not removing the role of the teachers.
Yeah, thank you,
Over to
sir.
you.
So adding on to what all the eminent speakers and principals have said, there's one important thing that we need to understand. If there's no language, we would be animals. Okay. So from being a Homo sapien to a human, the journey was only language. Okay. Language has made us what we are, and that is it. Now, one of the principals did speak that when you speak more languages, you are become more intelligent. That's a fact. you know First, let us understand, if you use when you communicate and if you use multiple languages, the neurons work better and they can connect better. When you connect better, you think better, you work better, and your IQ improves. So that's a very, very strong thing, and it's a fact. And you know what, we should encourage students to speak at least 3 languages. Okay. It is said that a child by the age of 8 can acquire up to 5 languages. NEP talks about 3 languages. It's important to understand the language that the world speaks, English. It's important to know your own mother tongue. You will know your roots, you'll know your culture, and it is also important to know our cultural languages, right? So in some cases, it's going to be Tamil, it can also be Sanskrit, and it can also be Arabic or something. So the whole point is that when a child, because we are talking mostly about students, when they use more than 1 or 3 languages at a time, their brain works better. Cognitive skills develop better, and that's the most important thing. In fact, when we talk about education, a lot of schools have now realized that if it is not only foundational literacy and numeracy, this has to go a long way. Any child who speaks better is always confident. If you comprehend better, your word problems are taken care, even your mathematics is taken care of. So we have to understand this is it. So very well said by the teacher. There was another point about technology and students and us. We have to acknowledge that we are technology migrants, and today's child is a technology resident. A 6-month-old child will start doing this on the mobile. You don't teach them. It is there. It is there in the air. They get it. So you should not restrict them. Yes, you need to control the usage, because after all, it is not only technology, because we cannot cease to be humans, and language is something that belongs to the humans. So that's why the technology is there to stay. It is going to be there, and we need to use it, but we need to have a balance, strike a balance. So what they say is you should use blended technology, okay, blended teaching methodology. Okay, so there's a component where the teacher delivers because that heart is important. I always say you do not use language through the brain, it is through the heart. You need to use, if you use language through the brain, you're trying to show off. When you use it from the heart, you bring in warmth. And what is communication? Getting the other person into a bond with you, and when you communicate, they acknowledge, they accept what you say. Why do I communicate? Because I want you to know what I want to tell you. I want you to believe in me. I want you to believe in what I say, and for that, warmth is important. So that is where the teacher component comes in. So what we've done, so let me come into this, that what we do is language teaching is not like other subjects. I've earlier, in the company which is now acquired by Reliance, we were creating stuff for mathematics and science. That product was known as Eureka. I don't know if anybody's used that. When Educomp was selling all that, it was not their product. We had developed. Okay, so that was known as Eureka 3D animation. So you see, there it is different. But when it comes to language, we are not talking about knowledge. We're talking about skill. So when language becomes a skill, you need a teacher component where the teacher delivers 50% of the work, but with the help of technology, with the help of content. So the content is used by a normal teacher to deliver better. That's one. So everybody will be able to teach well. Okay. Second is language is not only by you getting it. You can't acquire language without using it. So what we do is the students, when they work on their own devices or they work on a computer, they interact with that to actually practice more and more, because language is always acquired through imitation and repetition. You listen to something, you try to imitate it, and you do it multiple times. That is what you do. And a teacher cannot be with one child throughout the class. So when they have to do it multiple times, they actually use technology to actually repeat something and come back to what is the best. So technology to a certain extent, 50% technology, 50% teachers, but teachers with the help of technology is what we say the blended learning methodology. So there's a blend between human and technology. There's a blend where it is taught in the school and the student practices at home, because language is there with you even when you're sleeping, even when you're working, even when you're studying, even when you are with your friends. So language is used all throughout. So we say that they can use language both with the heart and with technology. So that is what the language lab is supposed to do, or language learning is supposed to do. It gives the teacher to deliver better. It gives the child an opportunity to practice at his or her own pace, within his or her privacy, and at a time that they want. I may want to, practice something at 10 o'clock in the evening. So I can do that 2 o'clock in the morning. I can do that 10 a.m. in the morning. I can do that. So that is what the flexibility of technology offers. Plus, like one of the principals said, that you get access to such a lot of content. You use technology, and say today I am sitting here and I want to acquire, say, French. I can do it. Earlier it was difficult. I want to acquire German. I can do that. So that is it. But very fondly, I would like to say, sir did acknowledge the fact about Sanskrit. Believe me, principals, Sanskrit is a beautiful language. I've had a lot of beating when I was in 10th and I did not do well in Sanskrit. I don't know why I didn't do well. But now with the help of technology, when I'm trying to understand, when we're developing this, we've understood that it's such a beautiful language. Okay, it is the most logical language. You know why they say for computing, you should know Sanskrit? Because the base of Sanskrit is zeros and one. The base of Sanskrit is 0 and 1, and the base of technology is 0 and 1, binary, right? So this is it. And there's a reason why each and every word has a letter following the other in Sanskrit. There's a logical reason. So all in all, I say technology, no technology, beside the point, but acquiring more languages, speaking more languages is something very important. It allows you to coexist with your fellow countrymen, and India is an example with so many languages we still coexist. So language, I would say, thumbs up to that.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful knowledge you have. So much of thorough knowledge you have. Thank you so much, sir. We'll come up to the next round, and because we have a shortage of time, we'll request the participants to please not to exceed 1 minute 60 seconds. We'll come up to Srividya ma'am. I hope you are there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
The next question to you is, ma'am, we want to know your views on the saying that technology plays an important role in language learning.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Post-COVID period now, we are all, as other eminent speakers told, that we are children of technology now. We read, we learn. Though today we need to say that offline classes are also important, but we have seen the impact of online classes. 2 years when children could not come to school, at least in our school, I have to mention from pre-nursery, children learned through technology. So it's not only for language, for any other skill, technology is very important. It is making the world connected. We can understand how to read, speak, and learn different languages with a click of a button. Now we have, of course, there are lots of technology applications which are available free of cost on the websites for us to learn the language. But most of them, it not only helps us to learn the language in without any time constraint, but it also gives us the convenience to learn at our own comfort levels, because it is self-directed. We don't need anybody's support. We don't have to wait for anybody to learn the language. And students get the out of this application, they get the benefit of different instruction, where multiple applications can be used for assessing the students. We can also assign varied tasks, track the data, give real-time feedbacks to them, and also to manage the classroom and lessons which will impact in learning the language beautifully and in an effective manner. And it also helps us, it opens the door for the limitless resources, and it promotes collaboration. So I feel technology plays a major role in learning a language, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ma'am, sorry. We'll come up to Avinash, sir. Avinash, sir, in 60 seconds, your views on the same, that technology plays an important role in language learning.
Actually, that's true, sir. I do believe, and I agree with ma'am also, without technology, we all are deaf and dumb. Even sitting here, if I'm just talking to you all people, that is just because of technology. So technology is something that make our language so loud. Is what that the technology does. But apart from that, I think a few roles of technical tools are also needed. Like first thing, to make the students learn a language, we need to make the learning visible. The simple concept is making learning visible. How? Means if we want that a student should learn a new language, we should make it's a visual use. We can create via technology, we can connect to the people of different region, of different culture, and through which we can imbibe their language in a proper way. So technology plays one of the fundamental roles in creating such an environment where language can be learned.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for your views. We'll come up to Jeremy, ma'am. Jeremy, ma'am, your views. We want to know on the saying that every child is born with different ability. How can we recognize the potential of each child?
It's a good question, sir. Actually, each and every child is born with a particular peculiar character and the ability. That's why they're coming to school, to identify that whom they are, where they are, and that's why we are giving many norms to the teachers to identify it with different type of activities we have in, and through the activities we can identify the child's character. For example, one child is good in drawing, the child is not in the position to perform well in maths. We start to push the child in maths alone, really we cannot get the performance. Just we have to put a tap at the back and we can say, yeah, you can good in drawing, you're good, and we can give more recognition towards that part. Automatically other part is also coming up. So the child's particular ability need to be find out by the teacher. Then only all around the child can come up with a very good performer. So through that, actually, not only the child, each and every subject, we are making the child to take the children to the games part and ground, make the children to involve in many activities. Through that, easily the teacher can identify the ability of the child. And extracurricular activities we are giving, So the child is poor in the subjects. The child can perform good in sports. The child is not supposed to come to the ground. Maybe the child is good in all other activities like music or keyboard games. So we have an anecdote to each and every child to monitor each and every week and month, then how the child is performing in their activities. Slowly we are pushing the child towards that track. Automatically child is getting the better environment in and around, and child is showing the potential in a good way. So these anecdote we are maintaining for each and every child from the nursery. So when a child start to grow in the same school, slowly we are tapping the child's ability and identifying his or her ability through the activities and all the club activities, extracurricular activities, and the classroom activities. Slowly we are getting the track of a child, and easily we are identifying the concerned personality, and we are getting into it, sir. So I think we can do it through these
Yes, ma'am.
measures and constant follow-up of a child by all the subject teachers we can identify.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll come up to Aarti, ma'am. Aarti, ma'am, your views that how can we identify the potential of all children?
So definitely, see, different ability means executive function of the brain, right? It is the most complex, actually, the part of the brain. So I think when you are talking about the most human function that separate us from apes and other animals, sir just said. So I think this is the main how we are responding. This describes your skills that allow you to control, direct, and manage your attention. So if a person is having the ability to plan, if a person is having that ability to read, so definitely we come to know like a child is like have potential. That child is multilingualistic, or maybe they like his mother tongue and the routine language may be different, and that is why brain is functioning so like fast. So the brain area that is responsible, I think, to complete a task, there is lot of distraction, and main task is to complete, or to maybe to say the muscle memory, to bring the right word at the right time and with the in front of the like people who can understand that, and he can express, child can be more expressive. That is a big task a person is having, because I mean, to choose among different things and which to choose when, this is the big task. So I think the special potential a child can have if like he's knowing mother tongue, if he's knowing national language, he's knowing international language now, or any other language. So I think this is really nice.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. We'll come up to Krishna, sir. Krishna, sir, we want to know that if the teachers do not become smarter, then the students' the teacher's role will vanish. Give some suggestions to the teachers that how they can improve their working.
Yeah, true, sir. It's true, because teachers save the future of millions of students every day. And if the teaching is not effective and being connected, then it will not be, fruitful. So the thing for which teachers can use the ways to make their teaching effective and connect with the students, that is to be updated first, to go with proper preparation in class, and utilize a variety of technology options. The root learning, the old traditional way of teaching is not useful now, because as in our previous discussion only, we have already discussed that kids are more smarter. So the teachers should connect to students individually at times to make it more effective, and they have to prepare the work with parents, involvement of all the stakeholders, keeping the child in center. That is very much important to make the class effective and the teaching effective. And the teachers should consider all the new teaching methodologies to make it fruitful. And the teachers should provide collaboration and socialization opportunities to make it connected. The learning should be connected, so that the child would feel like the child is learning something. So these are the things. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Rupali, ma'am, over to you. Ma'am, your suggestions that if the teachers do not become smarter, the role of the teachers will vanish. So what are your suggestions to the teachers to improve their quality?
So teachers are doing what they are best at, but the teacher also should be a learner. If she's a learner, and when we are talking about language, so storytelling has been a very age-old way, and if we include storytelling, you can teach any subject through storytelling. And it is as per the NEP also. If you go to see, if you have storytelling connected to every subject, the understanding that happens, the learning that happens is definitely better, and it can be taken and understood by the children in a very, very simple way. Storytelling, right from now we say, how do we teach it to the senior children? Because storytelling does not relate. No, it does relate. So, there are very simple stories. We are short of time, but definitely if we actually go through, there are very, very simple stories which also relate to the math, to the economics also, where we can teach children. So whenever a story is related to any topic, it definitely stays and has a lasting impact on the child. So I believe that the NEP is in a very wonderful way trying to tell us to include storytelling as a teaching pedagogy, and I think we should implement that. If that is implemented, if there is a lot of training and things done through that, I'm sure the learning will be better, and it will be a long lasting learning, not just for temporary to answer the assessment. So it will have a lasting impact and it will stay longer with the children. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your views. We'll come up to Jaswinder sir again. Jaswinder sir, first of all, your expert views on the second this topic. And sir, just now in the first session, the sir told, as Krishna sir told, that grammar is also necessary and all. This will be taught and all. So please guide us, that is grammar very necessary, that we have put up in our English, the grammar part, which becomes a difficult for the students and for the teachers also. So in total, how can you guide us that how can this be removed? How can this learning become more easy through the through Wordsworth Lab?
Okay, so I would first like to take up the last question that you had, is about grammar. See, for construction of a sentence, grammar is important. I don't say grammar is not important, but you need not acquire grammar the way it is being taught now. Let me tell you one thing. अगर हम हिंदी में बात करते हैं, हमें हिंदी का कितना व्याकरण आता है? कुछ नहीं आता, right? So how do you acquire or understand grammar properly? To understand grammar properly, you need to listen to that language a lot. I'll give you a simple example. If somebody is speaking and if they make a grammatical mistake, suddenly there's a surge in that what you listen, and your brain realizes, oh, there was a mistake here. That is what is important rather than what is knowing the definition. Grammar, that we call as grammar in use. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Why grammar is a good thing and a problem for Indians. You see, the way Indian languages are spoken and the way English is spoken, the grammar has a huge difference. Okay, I'll give you a very simple example. In English, we cannot use two past tenses in a sentence, but in Hindi, it is always used. Right? You must have heard about this, that a lot of time students say, ma'am, I didn't knew, which is absolutely incorrect. Didn't is past, knew is past. It should be, ma'am, I didn't know. But why do we say I didn't know? Because we generally translate, because in Hindi it is, mujhe nahi pata tha. So what we have to understand is, first, stop translating. Second, do not worry about grammar. Listen, and your grammar would be proper. If you see, CBSE said you don't need to have a grammar book. You need to have grammar in use, because you cannot falter, right? Your grammar concept should be clear. What comes, what doesn't, how it is not, that is all important, but not with the definition. So grammar, though very important, but the way we are taught grammar is not right. It should be grammar in use. It should be language in use. So that is one point that I would put up onto that. Okay, because unfortunately our kids are, juggling with different languages, which is good, but the problem is the grammar, because you don't realize which part of grammar works where. Okay, so that's the answer to the last question. The previous question was about what all the principals have said. Very true. Technology, very important. We need to give them, we need to give access, but it is one very simple thing. At this age, You can't expect the teachers to learn how to do coding. You don't need to do coding. All that our teachers need to know is how to use simple computing tools to get what they want. Okay, not everybody has to become a programmer. There are going to be 2 programmers and there are going to be 200 users. So for using, you need to know how to use the product, the software, the solution that the programmer has developed. So I say, if a teacher has to do well, let them know how to use the internet. Let them know how to access the information. Let them know how to present the information. You don't need to know the internals of that. So when we train our teachers, and I'm saying, if they could acquire, if they could quickly within a week, move from offline to online and seamlessly across the country with whatever mobile device, which is a very small device, and still they've been able to do it, our teachers are capable. We only need to guide them to use technology to their benefit. Otherwise, these students of today will leave them behind. Okay, understand one thing. Tomorrow's world is not the thing the way we teach. There's no longer going to be a sage on the stage. The teacher has to become a facilitator. So when you're a facilitator, you need to know way to get more, and you need to just push them, because today's child is smarter than us. And as our age goes up, our brain function goes down. Let's recognize that we are not heroes. We are humans. So let the learners come, collaborate, and learn together rather than we always teaching them. Because that is the wrong that we have done. We have only made them listen to us. We have never allowed them to question us or question the others. So let them collaborate. Any subject, collaborate, discuss, present. Because this world is of presentation. How well do you present yourself? How well do you present the knowledge that you have got, and how it is accepted by the others? So technology, you don't have to go to the nth level. There are enough people working on technology, which is going to be not even 0.01% of the world, and the rest of the world has to only learn how to use that to the benefit of teachers. And that is what I would want to conclude by saying, yes, technology is important. So we need to work on that. Students, each child learns in a different manner. Sir very beautifully said, they are auditory learners, they are visual learners, they can be kinesthetic learners. And when a child is there, it is not written here what kind of learner is. So give them access to all kinds of learning styles and they will do better. And every child is a genius in what he wants to do. What are we doing? We are forcing him what we want to do it. So if you allow a child to what he wants to do, the way he wants to, but with your guidance, each and every child will come up with a beautiful output. So I would like to conclude here by saying no child is not good. They're all good in one or the other things, right? Technology, yes, we have to use it to a certain extent. It is not difficult. And third, we talked about languages, multiple connects. Life becomes beautiful. And if you speak any language properly, automatically the soft skills come in. There's nothing like soft skills. Each and every language, like ये जैसे ना उर्दू में अदब आता है, right? तो हिंदी में भी होता है और गुजराती में भी होता है and तमिल में भी होता है and बंगाली में भी होता है and of course मलयालम में भी होगा मैम, because this is it. And I would always tell teachers, whenever you meet somebody, try to speak one sentence in that person's language. That person will open his arm and be yours, do anything for you. That's how I want to conclude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words, because you have guided us not about the language learning, how important it is. Actually, it is a tool which is helping the teachers, because that warmth of the teacher, that that feeling of the teacher has to be there, which the children miss for the 2 years, and it will be a tool, always remain a tool which will help the teachers as well as the students also. Thank you so much, sir. Coming up to the third part of the session, which is a little surprise for the new ones, that before parting, you have to sing 2 lines, and that can be, yes, ma'am, Jami ma'am, you have to sing 2 lines. It can be Hindi, original language. It can be, filmy song. It can be a traditional one, or it can be a patriotic one, or a religious one. Anything. And the theme of the show is that the new ones who come for the first time, they have to sing first. And Rupali ma'am, if you have to leave, so you can sing first, ma'am. Rupali ma'am. Rupali ma'am, although she has been there in the one more session also. Okay, we'll start up with a gentleman. The only gentleman is Krishna sir, first of all, and the second one also sir is also there. Pandey sir is also there. So Krishna sir, कुछ रीजनल में हो जाए या कुछ हो जाए.
Sir, I'll speak a sloka for you in Sanskrit.
Sir, that should be a song type of thing, sir.
Okay, then song.
The shlok is a song. If sung in a rhyme form,
Yeah,
it is a song.
yeah, I can.
Okay, in a rhyme if you are singing.
So it is Om Kalasasya Mukhe Vishnu Kanthe Rudra Samasritah Mule Tasthito Brahma Madhye Matriganaha Smritah. This much, sir.
You have to explain that also, sir. What does it mean?
Thank you. Thank you.
सर एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाएंगे इतना लंबा चौड़ा. गाना गाते ज्यादा अच्छी बात है सर. 2 लाइनें गा दीजिए सर, छोड़िए, ज्यादा फंस जाएंगे पेपर आउट. That no set 1, set 2, set A, set B, set, so that set will be the more difficult for you.
Okay,
Set
it
2
is.
lines.
Yeah, the prayer of my school, that is Teri hai jami tera asman tu bada meherban tu bakhshis kar sabhi ka hai tu sabhi tere khuda mere tu bakhshis kar tu chahe to hame rakhe तू चाहे तो हमें मारे तेरे आगे झुका के सर खड़े हैं आज हम सारे ओ सबसे बड़ी ताकत वाले तू चाहे तो हर आफत टाले तेरी है जमी. Thank you.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, wonderful. Avinash sir.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. मैं इस क्लोजिंग सेशन में एक चीज मैं करता हूं और मैं चाहूंगा आप लोग भी जरूर उसको किया करें, बड़ी शांति देती. सो व्हेनेवर, मतलब सुबह उठते समय पहला काम वो मैं करता हूं, अपने हाथों को देख करके एक बड़ा सुंदर सा मंत्र है संस्कृत में, दैट एवरीबॉडी शुड से. इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ थैंकफुलनेस टू द नेचर. वो है कराग्रे वसते लक्ष्मी, कर मध्य सरस्वती, कर मूले तु गोविंदम, प्रभाते कर दर्शनम. इसका मतलब हाथ के अगले भाग में लक्ष्मी, मध्य भाग में सरस्वती और मूल भाग में गोविंद का वास है. इस तरह से हमने हाथ का सुबह सुबह दर्शन किया तो हमने 2 देवियां और 1 परम देवता का ध्यान कर लिया और इसके साथ अपने दिन का हम शुरुआत करते हैं. तो आई थिंक वी ऑल शुड बिगिन द डे लाइक दिस. थैंक यू सो मच.
So that was wonderful, sir. But now song, sir. ये हो गया sir. That was out of syllabus, sir. That was out of syllabus. You see, before parting, I'll be sharing the contact details with each other. Before parting, good memories also.
I tried to do same, sir.
इस वजह से नहीं गाया सर. Thank you, so sorry for this.
All the boys today are getting naughty, sir. What can I do? सर अपना टाइम याद आ गया. सर गा दीजिए.
मुश्किल वाला काम है, बड़ा मुश्किल वाला काम दिया है आपने.
नहीं सर, टीचरों से काम कराना भी पड़ता है, तो वो मुश्किल वाला काम नहीं है सर.
मैं सोचता हूँ कुछ तब तक सर आगे बढ़ाए.
चलिए ठीक है, तब तक जर्मी मैम कुछ सुनाती हैं. I mean, कुछ रीजनल लैंग्वेज में. मैम will request you, जर्मी मैम, to sing something in regional language, and same to you ma'am also, Shrividya ma'am. Jami ma'am, first of all.
It's like we hear your voice.
So, ma'am, please start.
What have to start, sir? The voice is not.
Ma'am, you have to sing song, ma'am. Ma'am, you have to
yes.
sing a song.
Yes,
original.
sir. Yes, sir. It's a situation song that really this platform made me happy today. I learned many things through these experts. I think my heart is bubbling, so I can sing a song in that path. Okay. It's bubbling, it's bubbling, it's bubbling in my soul. I'm singing, I'm dancing, my God has made me whole. No folk can understand me. How can I keep it quiet? It's bubbling, 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 bubbling day and night. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Nice, nice. Very nice.
Srividya ma'am, over to you.
So you're tensing me. I can't sing. I'm really not good at singing.
No issues, ma'am. Nobody is a good singer, ma'am. But still, we have to try. As I told her, we are genies. We are multi-purpose people.
Okay, sir. So everybody said a shloka. Probably I'll also sing a shloka. That will be much more easier.
But that will be out of syllabus, ma'am. You have to sing something.
So consider that to be a syllabus for the day.
Ma'am, you are a senior principal. How can you do this? Everybody will be seeing this episode, ma'am.
All right. Okay, sir. Kannada, my language. So let me try and sing. Jaya Bharata Jananiya Tanu Jate. Jaya He Karnataka Mate. Jaya Sundara Nadivana Nade. Jaya He Rasa Rushigala Veede. That's it, sir. Thank you very much.
Very good,
Nice,
ma'am. Very
nice.
good, ma'am. You have wonderful voice and you said I don't sing ever. You should sing, ma'am.
Thank you,
Aarti,
sir.
ma'am. Being senior into the show, ma'am, we have given you, you will conclude the show with your song.
Okay, so I think in that case, I'll remember one song which everyone might be knowing. इस हिमालय से कोई गंगा निकलनी चाहिए, मेरे सीने से नहीं, तेरे सीने ही सही, हो कहीं भी आग लेकिन आग जलनी चाहिए.
Right.
Chalo,
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Jami ma'am, Krishna sir, Srividya ma'am, Jaswinder sir, Aarti ma'am, and Pandey sir, as well as Rupali ma'am. She has just left. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you had a wonderful time, and hope to see you in one of the show once again with another season and another episode. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank
so
you,
much.
everybody. Thank you.
Love to be
It was
part.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Good
much,
evening.
sir. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good evening.
Thank you,
Good evening.
sir.